Thank you, Chairman. I'd just like to reiterate what Deputy White has said. It is all about jobs now. In the run-up to the last election, all the deputies on these benches promised initiatives to create jobs, and this is one such important initiative. I believe for the future of confidence in politics in our state, it's increasingly important that politicians do after elections what they say they will do before elections, and I'm very happy to commend this bill as one important initiative which the deputies on this bench, on these benches, and indeed on the Fine Gael benches are following through on. The initiatives contained in this bill have been widely welcomed in my constituency of County Clare by those who create jobs in the tourist sector. According to the Shannon branch of the Irish Hotels Federation, it could save the tourist season here in 2011, adding that it was one of the most pro-tourism initiatives in the last 10 years from government. It is a very good first step to recovery. That is all it is. It is a first step to recovery, but it is a very important step to recovery and is commendable on that basis, if on that basis alone. The initiatives, as the House will be aware by now, includes the suspension of the airport travel tax, the reduction of the VAT rate from 13.5% to 9% for tourism-related services, the introduction of a new scheme of discounts on airport charges, a major tourism marketing campaign, and a visa waiver programme in an effort to entice tourists who are travelling to the UK for the London Olympics next year to include Ireland in their itineraries. In this regard, I think it is very important to stress the proximity of Ireland and our major airports, including Shannon as well as Dublin, to Stansted Airport, the nearest airport to the London Olympic site. Indeed, the sports facilities of Limerick University, part of which is currently in County Clare, and I sincerely hope that it will remain in County Clare after the Minister for Local Government's announcements, provide one important facility which could be utilised and must be marketed both by our airlines and indeed by those who have sports facilities in the Midwest region. I think more fundamentally, the Jobs Initiative has prompted a change in thinking in local government as well as national government, and that is very much to be welcomed. In my own County Clare, I'm very pleased to learn that Kilrush Town Council have announced a retail incentive scheme in Moore Street in Kilrush to incentivise retailers to occupy and to take up empty retail premises in the town. A grant of 50% of the rate of the rates which would apply to the premises is envisaged in year one, and a grant of 25% in year two. If this initiative, which I greatly welcome, is successful, and I hope and believe it will be replicated in other local, it is planned or proposed at least to replicate it in other local authority areas in County Clare and beyond. Of course, as Deputy White also pointed out, additional funding is being created for road schemes, and I think that's very important in that it creates roads but also allows people to get to and from work and to and from retail premises faster and more efficiently, and it also of course creates jobs in repairing those roads. Over 60 million euros have been set aside for regional and local roads investment schemes. Of this, 2.5 million euros have been set aside for my own constituency of Clare, and I greatly welcome this. A scheme of roads has been published by the Department of Transport for each local authority area. However, it is important to stress in the House that this scheme of roads is a provisional list only, and there is scope for county councils and local authorities to prioritise other roads which may be lower down on their existing lists. I think it's very important that county councils and local authorities examine their lists and see which roads are most important to economic growth, to getting people to retail premises. And in that regard, I must return to Moore Street in Kilrush, where retailers have increasingly drawn attention to the bad state of roads, which is forcing people out of the centre of the town into shopping centres run by large multinationals not based in this state. In that regard, I would call upon the local authority to prioritise roads which will lead to people going back into the centres of our towns and will benefit retail outlets, which of course create employment in our state. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.